So I know everyone's really upset at Dr. Fauci right now, and people are saying Trump should fire him. He should be investigated. A lot of people are defending him, saying everyone who's claiming that is an idiot or believing conspiracy theories. So I thought we would just look at a few really easy to find links online that you can research yourself. The first is the, quote, top disease official, that's Fauci. The risk of coronavirus in the United States is, quote, minuscule. He suggested that you skip your mask and you just wash your hands. Now, this was published in the USA Today, February 17 of this year. And it's been updated since, of course. But the quote says, Fauci doesn't want people to worry about coronavirus, the danger of which is, quote, just minuscule. But he does want them to take precautions against the influenza outbreak, which is having its second wave. He's talking about kids dying in from flu, and he has no care in the world at all about this coronavirus. He's saying it's not that big a deal. Hypothetical danger of coronavirus. He says wash your hands frequently, stay away from crowded places where people are coughing and sneezing. If in fact you are coughing and sneezing, just cover your mouth. That's it. You know all the things that we say each year. That's what he was saying. This is February 17th of 2020. That Dr. Fauci, the top expert, is saying this. When we had already closed the border with China for about a month at that point. We knew it was worse than that. And the guy that's leading the charge against the coronavirus is the one who said it was no big deal. Don't need a mask. Don't worry about it. Now, this is from CNN. This is a little while later. He says in the interview, it says Fauci revealed that the government had been advised to begin social distancing measures in February. So he is saying, quote, we make a recommendation. Often the recommendation is not taken. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. That's what he's saying, the gist of the quote. This is crap. He is on the record in the USA Today in February saying, not a big deal. The recommendation is wash your hands. Don't worry about it. Now he's coming out to save his own ass, saying that, well, the administration didn't listen to it, and we weren't really doing self-isolation until March. But we said it in February. That's bull. That's absolute crap. So we don't have to look at this guy as anything other than an opportunist and a liar. But it does get worse. So we can look at, everyone's been saying, well, Bill Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with Birx. And I think Fauci's actually a little darker. But you can read, just listen to this first to start with.
Given, as you heard from the introduction, that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity and the privilege and the pleasure of serving in 5 administrations, I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And if there's one message that I want to leave with you today, based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. There will be a surprise outbreak. There will be a surprise outbreak. And I hope by the end of my relatively short presentation, you will understand why the history of the last...
Now, that's all great that he's saying all that it's on record. But when was this, you ask? Because it's at Georgetown University, right? They're talking about Harvard University's Global Health Institute. And this is January of 2017. This is before Trump ever took office. They are saying, oh, well, there's going to be a surprise outbreak. Now, of what we don't know, but indeed they were having, everyone that's watching this video already knows, the 201 run through that they had in July of 2019. Like that was just a dry test, a run through of this. So moving on. Now you're looking at the time.com. Time, obviously, great publication. Everyone's going to trust them. Public health experts keep changing their guidance on whether to wear face masks or not. But that wasn't the actual headline to begin with. It wasn't. It was something to the effect of public health experts suggest wearing a mask does not help, that it's ineffective. Ineffective was in the title because that's how I saved this headline. In this article, as the new coronavirus COVID-19 spreads in the United States, people who are well want to stay that way, but since no vaccines are currently available, see, they're already writing as if there's going to be a vaccine, as if we have to get a vaccine for a virus that people just beat out. I mean, that's it. We don't have to get a vaccine to save people from a virus like this. It's not. Anyways, they want to sanitize surfaces, wash your hands. They were saying no masks, don't need a mask. Masks are ineffective. They're in short supply. They're not recommending them for healthy people. They wanted this to spread as badly as we can. And so now you see, this is on the next page over. You see Dr. Fauci right here. Everyone's seen this picture already. And I'm guessing that you've seen it with an explanation as to who these other people are. You know who Ted Turner is, right? If you Google Ted Turner, this is the first thing that comes up, population control. He put 125 million of his own money into a foundation to support environmentalism and population control efforts here in the United States. So the fact that he's not been taken out yet is beyond me. But then you also have Bill Gates Sr., and he's another person in this photo right here. And it's a little interesting to say, what's Bill Gates Sr. all about? We only know Bill Gates Jr., right? The guy that did Microsoft. We didn't even know there was a Bill Gates Sr., except that he was tied in with the Rockefellers. And if you do any kind of research on him, the first thing I noticed, which maybe this is just kind of a weird thing that it should be explained to me, but when you look at Bill Gates Sr. online, one of the things that you would expect is right here, you would see children and you would see Bill Gates Jr., right? That would just make sense. That would be like the most notable person he's related to. But it's not. It's not listed there. I just think that's odd. It says it right here in the first couple lines of his Wikipedia that he is the father of Bill Gates. But it's interesting that they're not linked like that. So that's another thing that I thought was odd. If you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm very interested in knowing what Fauci is really all about. I don't believe that he is who he says he is. And candidly, if I was being frank, I think this is all going to hell in a handbasket real quick. We're this close to social unrest.